Guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Pashvika, the channel where we talk about the financing, cryptos, NFTs. In today's video, we're going to be talking about one of my personal secret on my personal financing, which I'm going to be sharing with you guys. Now, this was the one that I practically learned the hard way. I failed sometimes with my finance planning, and then I incorporated this one, and it helped me a lot. It's kind of like a secret weapon for me to actually help my finances keeping in good shape. So without further ado, let's get started with that. Before go park, consider clicking the like button, guys. I do appreciate that. If you want more such video future, consider subscribing, hit the bell icon. Whenever I'm gonna upload new videos, you're gonna get notified about it. If you are a creative person, an artist, designer, then I have other channel where I talk a lot about making money online as a creative person, as a designer. I'm gonna leave the channel link in the description box below. You can very well visit the website www.globodivine.com for more information, more blog articles about financing. The link is in description box below. Without further ado, let's dive in with today's topic. And also, guys, before that, there is a disclaimer. Everything that I'm gonna be mentioning here are entirely based on my experience and knowledge so far. It's not an expert advice, so if you really need an expert help, please contact the expert in this area. It's entirely based on my experience and knowledge, so please take my advice with a grain of salt. Let's talk about today's topic, okay? Now, there are so many ways in which you can keep your finances in good shape. So many secret weapons, so many strategies, tips and tricks, steps, and you could find a lot of the videos, a lot of the blog articles, a lot of the stuff on the online space about this particular information. But I'm gonna be talking about one of them because I feel like this one was really based on my experience. Because when I was getting started with my own business back in the 2020, I wasn't really in a good shape with my finances because I was see that everything was messy. Everything is all across the board, and I wasn't able to distinguish between the personal finances for my business and all that stuff. Let's talk about this one secret weapon. That secret weapon is money flexibility. Now you would be thinking, what is money flexibility? Allow me to explain, guys. Money flexibility is actually a term that I made by myself for me to actually help my financing. Okay, keep in mind that no matter how hard you plan or how good you plan and you have all the things in your good shape, but still there are the times when we see that things are happening that are beyond our control. Because always remember, some things are in control and some things are not in your control. No matter how hard you try to control all the things, you're gonna not able to control them. That's the fact, okay? So if you are planning your finances and you see that, okay, this much amount of money I'm gonna be needing this particular month for paying my bills, for paying all the expenses and everything, this much money will going to go into paying the loan payments, and this much money is going into the savings or shopping, whatever way you are actually categorizing your money and keeping your money in the different brackets. It all depends on you. But no matter how hard you try and how good you do that, but still there will be the times where you're gonna see that, hey, I thought that I'm gonna have to spend this much amount of money a month, but now there is a sudden expenses come, maybe a medical emergency comes, or maybe some other expenses that suddenly comes up which you wasn't really expecting, and now your financing is out of the shape because you didn't plan that for that particular expenses that will about to come. And that's obvious. We can't plan for the things for which we don't really know about it or which we are not really expecting it. So that's obvious. So how are you going to plan at those times when the things get tough and when the things are not going the way you have to? That's called the money flexibility. So I'm gonna give you an example on how to actually do that. So for example, if you see that you have to have a $2,000 every single month for your expenses, you're paying your bills. This is just an example depending on what kind of lifestyle you're living. I'm just taking $2,000 over here because that's what's just coming in my mind. So for example, you have $2,000 and you're paying for that particular expenses. Now suddenly a new expenses come. A medical emergency comes and you need $1,000, but you have actually planned the $2,000. So where this new $1,000 will going to come to pay that particular expenses. So what you have to do, instead of actually keeping as a $2,000 for the bills, you have to keep it as a $3,000. That is called the money flexibility. Now, the money flexibility is that you're gonna keep more money than you're expecting to actually spend on a particular stuff, or you're gonna keep more money for the bills. You're gonna keep extra money into your pocket, into your bank account for certain emergencies or for certain things that will going to happen sometime or the other. Maybe it's happening some other month, or maybe it's not happening, but you're gonna keep some extra amount of money for that particular purpose. So if that sudden new emergency comes, or suddenly something unexpected come, you are able to pay for that particular thing. So that is the money flexibility. When we are actually tight with our money, too tight, and we are like, okay, I have made $5,000 this month, $2,000 will going to go for my bills payment, and $1,000 will going to go towards my loan payment, and next $2,000 is going into my savings. You're kind of like a too tight with your money. And if suddenly something new comes, you don't know how to manage it, because if you are actually going with fixed deposits or saving into deposits from which you can't actually take out the money whenever you want to, because it has a fixed deposit at a specific amount of time, and then only you can take out the money, and suddenly something comes, then how you're gonna pay their expenses? So instead of keeping the $2,000 for your expenses, keep $1,000 extra, so that if something new comes, you have the money to pay for that. Now, this was just the example. Obviously, depending on your unique situation, you can keep $2,000, $500, or extra $100 or $200, whatever the amount of money you want to keep, but keep the extra amount. That is called the money flexibility. Don't be just too tight with the money that, okay, I'm gonna be paying all my bills with this particular amount of money. If something comes up, then I'm freaking out. No, just keep extra. Always keep extra. That's the money flexibility. It just comes not just with your paying your bills. It also comes if you're planning a vacation, or you are going on a trip and you're thinking that, okay, I would be needing $3,000 for this particular trip. Now, suddenly some new expenses come, or something happens along your trip and you need extra money, then you need to have extra $500 or $1,000 or $200, whatever it is, to pay that expenses. So you're not just keeping as a $3,000, you're actually keeping $500 extra for that sudden expenses. That is a money flexibility. That is the thing you have to take into the consideration. If something suddenly comes, then you are able to pay with that extra amount of money. If nothing comes, then that money will going to keep in your bank, and that will be going in the next month, and so on and so forth. It will going to continue. But in this way, you are able to save more, plus you are actually keeping more money for sudden expenses that were going to arise. And I know practically from my own experience, time on time, the sudden expenses do come and we freak out because we haven't planned the things according to it. Even though we have a planner, Excel spreadsheet, we have all those hijack stuff and good stuff to plan our finances. But something suddenly comes, we are like, what I'm gonna do now? Because the money that I have saving into a fixed deposit, I can't actually take out the money anytime from there. So where the money will going to come? Either I have to wait for the next month to pay for that expense or not. Because sometimes two medical emergencies comes, or something happened which we need money, or something happened to our car or home that we need to actually in emergency, and we have to pay that for that particular stuff. So that is my number one secret, or my secret weapon to have a money flexibility, so that you can keep your finances in good shape and you are not freaking out when the things are not going the way you expected them to be. This is the thing I practically do. I do have an extra amount of money in my some other bank account which I don't really use, and I keep it as extra because I know that sometimes I may need them, and sometimes I do need them and I use them. Sometimes I don't need them, then that's just kept there like that only. Okay, I don't touch them. I'm gonna keep it for the next month and so on. Hopefully this video will going to help you. Let me know your own secrets about money management, about financing. I would really love to hear from you in the comment section below. Thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I'll gonna see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye guys.